so much for joining us again. And now we are live with our mini presentation sponsored by Dennemeyer, the IP group. So we have Mr. Johnson Herbert, Manager Consulting, IP Consulting, Dennemeyer and Co. And he will gonna talk about IP cost excellence, how to save cost but keep high quality in the intellectual property. So thank you so much, John, for joining us today in the conference. And also we are looking forward to hear from your end a very great presentation. Thank you so much again.
Thank you very much for the introduction, and welcome everybody to the short presentation on how to save money in IP. I'm glad that you joined this mini presentation. I'm looking forward to present to you in the next 15 minutes how to save your IP cost. Just to give you a quick overview, what to expect in this presentation, here are the main takeaways I would like to give you today. After a quick introduction of our company and the team, I will show you the most common reasons for cost pressure in the IP department and show you how to identify cost drivers and conduct saving measures and point out the beneficial outcomes. Just a quick background information about myself. My name is Johannes Herbert. I'm a manager at Dennemeyer Consulting. I've been working as consultant for over 10 years now and been as project manager on more than 20 projects in the IP industry for different industries and different customers, of course. This is a quick overview about the Dennemeyer Group. We are one of the biggest full-service providers worldwide with a huge international network and more than 20 offices on all continents. Dennemeyer is serving the IP industry for more than 50 years now, and we basically provide law firm services, IP management software, IP administrative solutions, and of course IP consulting, and this is what I represent today. Here you see the holistic approach of our IP consulting entity. You see some of the most important consulting services we offer. In the middle you see highlighted our cost excellence approach, which will be the topic for today. But there are other services like innovation and IP creation or risk assessment. All services are of course modular and closely connected to each other. For example, the cost and the valuation approach, where you combine cost reduction with the valuation of your intangible assets for financing, all under the motto cost down, cash up. So for each customer, we can build up an individual and at the same time holistic approach to meet their specific situations and needs. And important to say, during Corona, all of our services can be done completely remote. When we are dealing with our clients and talking to people in the IP industry, we very often witness that cost is always an important topic. Some companies and managers are more cost sensitive than others, but to have a balanced cost sheet is and for sure should be pretty important to everybody, not only in times of crisis, but in general. But of course, there are several reasons that can put the IP department under urgent cost pressure or stronger cost pressure than usual. One of the reasons is, of course, crisis or post-crisis business that hit a lot of companies right now. And obviously, one of the biggest reasons for that is Corona, of course, right now. Problems with the supply chain, problems with the production, as well as the reduction of sales and revenue call for general saving measures. Whether it is immediately or with delay in the near future, what we hear so far is that the economic crisis has just begun and will even get worse in the following months or even years. Another aspect we often witness is that management and internal stakeholders can be very cost sensitive and put IP on the cost test and under urgent cost pressure. Not only, but especially when a company is under new management or a change of ownership has happened. In many cases, we see that IP is seen by the general management more as a cost factor rather than as a profit center or even creating income for the company. This underlines the importance to strive for optimized cost-benefit ratio of the intellectual property work. However, a crisis also always offers chances for further development. Business models can be rethought and transformed, and so do products and technology. And the IP strategy, of course, needs to align with these developments. For example, the transformation in the automotive industry towards e-mobility and digitalization. So for whatever reason it is that IP is under cost pressure, it is always important to challenge your actual cost base, make it transparent, and find and use saving opportunities. And there are several areas, which you see on this slide on the bottom, that hold significant saving potential. Some areas hold more potential than others, but on average, we experienced that savings up to 30% are realistically conductable over all these areas. The 6 major areas we see that hold potential for savings are in portfolio and strategy, in services and tools, and in processes and stuff. These are the most important ones that, of course, include several sub-areas where cost drivers can be found and reduced as well. If you address these areas one by one, the goal is to have a streamlined portfolio that goes along with an optimized filing and prosecution strategy. You also want to have the ideal cost-benefit ratio for your administrative and law firm services, and you want to have time and cost-efficient workflows. And last but not least, an appropriate headcount, as well as an ideal in- and outsourcing of resources is an important factor for your cost excellence. But whatever cost saving measures you do, and this is a very important point I like to emphasize here, always make sure that you retain the highest quality in your IP work. If you don't and you just cut off costs for the sake of it, you will pay the bill later on, and that bill will be higher and cost you even more than everything you saved before. So if you want to address a sensitive topic like cost cutting, it is always good to start with asking the right questions. These are some of the most common and important questions we have witnessed over the years in the industry when we were asked by customers to manage the cost topic. To find the right answer to all these and even more cost-related questions can lead to significant cost savings in different aspects, if you do it smart or you get the right support. And I'm sure all of you have more important and interesting questions related to cost savings. So at this point, I would like to encourage you to contact me after this presentation to discuss your individual questions and see how we can approach your cost topics. This table gives you a comprehensive overview over the most important key levers for cost savings and how to approach them. The first and second column show the IP management areas, the third column shows the approach, and the fourth column show the range of possible cost savings in percent. And these numbers, these percents, are based on our experience in former projects. Starting with the identification of saving potential in the actual IP portfolio. The challenge is always to assess a patent with the right criteria to make the right decision whether it is relevant or not, and if it is possible to drop it and save the patent costs for it. To do this, you need to take several aspects into consideration to have a solid foundation for decision making. And to build this solid foundation, you need a comprehensive evaluation of the patent, not only of the legal situation of the patent, but also of its importance for technology, products, and business. So the evaluation of the patent strength should include following known aspects like detectability, enforceability, level of innovation, expire date, and of course the scope of the protection, circumvention potential, and the breadth of coverage. As a result, you will receive a clear analysis of the technological and legal strength and also the risks of the patent. In addition, the commercial power of the patent is of high importance. So basically the questions: how does the patent contribute and secures business success? And that means not only the current business success, but also your future income streams. To execute such deep dive analysis, you need to combine patent and technology data with market data. How important is the patent for the product and the market success of the product? How attractive is it for the market in terms of monetization, for example, licensing? How is it standing in the competitive environment? By answering these and even more questions, you will receive real insights on the patent value that go way beyond a typical baseline analysis. In the end, you will receive highly valuable insights of the patent strength and value, which enables you for secure and right decision making without threatening your business success. And just like it is important to evaluate your active portfolio, it is to assess your inventions before you even file an application and also during the prosecution. You also want to have a clear guideline and scoring system as a secure foundation for your decision. The aspects to evaluate are similar to the ones described before for active patents. For example, the level of innovation, the legal and in parts commercial strength, detectability, potential for circumvention, etc. Such scoring system for inventions will provide a solid foundation for your filing decision and support your overall strategy. And this strategy, of course, needs to be aligned with business aspects and commercial strategy as well with technology, product, and market development.
John,
Yeah.
we are left with 5 minutes only for a presentation.
5 minutes only, okay. Then let's make it quick at this point. Next important lever would be the services. I'm sure all of you and most of you do put their services on the test and check and see if you receive the right quality for your spends. The same with tools. What we often see is that there are unused tools or unnecessary licenses. Tools should be very chosen wisely to support your streamlined workflow. And you should be sure that since there is no huge master tool right now on the market, at least I don't know of it, that these tools have interfaces to connect with each other and support your workflow. And when talking of workflow, we directly come to the next area, which will be the processes. The internal processes, as well as the processes with internal stakeholders like R&D and law firm, are laborious and time extensive, and if they are, they will cost you money, of course. As mentioned before, the right utilization of software tools can support you in streamlining these workflows. But at the same time, every organization thinks differently, and I'm sure all of you have at least once recognized a defensive attitude in your company when it comes to change and improve long-established workflows. A review of the actual process from an independent outside perspective can give you the right push here. And this is, of course, one of our core competencies as consultants. The beneficial outcome, of course, will be a more time and cost-efficient workflow in your IP department. So save money by saving effort and saving time. Last but not least, what you see on this slide is the key lever staff. When it comes to headcount, and staff is always a sensitive topic, people are involved and sometimes it gets emotional. So first of all, let me say it is not always cheaper to reduce the internal headcount. There can be situations where it can even make more sense to insource resources under cost aspects. So there's no general advice we can give you at this point. For example, like outsourcing your IP intelligence or research will save you money. As I said, depending on the situation, exactly the opposite can be the case. So I hope you got the impression of the most important cost drivers and levers that can be addressed to save cost in the IP department. This was just a very, very quick overview. Last, we would like to add a time perspective to it. As I said in the beginning, there are situations like the actual Corona crisis that call for urgent cost reduction measures. But you should not be satisfied with only the quick wins. For example, by pruning your portfolio or by reducing the cost for your services and tools. Of course, this always can be done, but it's a long, ongoing process. So the ultimate goal would be to strive for long-term cost excellence by addressing all of the mentioned 6 IP management areas under cost aspects. The outcome will be an ideal cost-benefit ratio of your whole IP, and so an even stronger contribution to the business success of your company. So yeah, with that, I would like to close at this point. Thank you all very much for listening. Here are some members of our team. We have very experienced members who have a huge background in IP management, whether it is strategy, managing huge portfolios, software experts. Since we have a huge network, we know the market, we know the prices, we know the competitors, and yeah, as I mentioned before, we will bring you the neutral outside perspective to analyze and assess your current situation and detect areas for improvement, detect areas where you can achieve cost savings. And we also, of course, develop measures how to conduct these cost savings successfully. And always keep in mind, reduce your costs, but keep the quality on the top level. So with that, I would like to finish, and yeah, I'm open for questions now. And if you want to dig a little bit deeper into the topic, just contact me after the seminar, and we can discuss your personal individual situation. So
Thank you so
very
much,
much.
John.
Thank you.
Yeah.